Greetings everyone, my name is Khushbu. I'm research scholar at University Business School, Punjab University. I'm here to present my paper titled Audit Quality and Trade-off Between Earnings Management Strategies, an empirical study of Indian suspect firms. Introduction. Anchoring upon the agency theory of corporate governance, auditing function as a monitoring device is supposed to mitigate information asymmetry between managers and shareholders of the company. However, the studies addressing the issue have mostly captured companies in the developed countries. Also, there are two widely known EM strategies, that is accrual-based earnings management and real activities-based earnings management. They'll be referred to as AEM and REM thereafter. With respect to the relation between audit quality and EM, the related literature has dealt with only one EM strategy at a time, ignorant of the possibility of managers turning to other strategies to distort their earnings. This study examines whether, in the Indian context, higher quality auditors restrict managers from undertaking AEM and subsequently making REM a favorable choice for them. The sample of the study consists of all the companies listed on Bombay Stock Exchange as of 31st March 2019 for 10 financial years, that is from 31st March 2010 to 31st March 2019. For measurement of AEM, three models have been used, that is Modified Jones model, Kothari-Lyon-Worsley model, and Dominant-Shrew model. For real earnings management, three proxies have been used: abnormal discretionary expenditure, abnormal production costs, and abnormal cash flow from operations. For audit quality, two proxies have been used: auditor size and auditor tenure. Moving on to literature review and hypothesis development. First of all, regarding association between auditor size and earnings management, given the experience of and great risk of litigation in the big and audit firms, such auditors are more likely to curtail EM than non-big firms. Also, owing to the substitutive nature of AEM and REM, when AEM is mitigated due to high audit quality of big N, managers may resort to REM to achieve the same financial reporting goals. So this brings us to the hypothesis: suspect firm years audited by big N auditors have significantly lower levels of AEM. Moving on, regarding association between auditor tenure and earnings management, the proponents of a positive relationship between auditor tenure and earnings quality provide evidence of higher discretionary accruals in the early years of auditor-client relationship, implying that longer the auditor's tenure in a firm, greater the constraint for managers to manage their earnings via AEM. This brings us to the hypothesis: suspect firm years audited by long-tenured auditors have significantly lower levels of AEM. Moving on to data and methodology, first of all, sample selection and data sources. The sample of the study, as already told, it consists of all the companies listed on Bombay Stock Exchange as of 31st March 2019 for 10 financial years. The data has been obtained from a corporate database, COS, which is maintained by CMOE. Initial sample consisted of 47,790 observations, from which all public sector companies and all the banking and financial companies were deleted, as their regulatory framework is different from other companies. Further, those companies which started trading on BSE after 1st April 2009 and companies which had a change in fiscal year end during the study period were also eliminated. Further, EM estimation models require at least 10 observations with no missing data in each industry year group. So this requirement resulted in deletion of some observations. Further, the sample was refined to identify firm years that show strong incentive to indulge in earnings management. This point has been elaborated in further slides. So in total, there were 9,064 suspect firm years in the sample. Estimation models. First of all, accrual earnings management. The AEM models used in the study are Modified Jones model, Kothari-Lyon-Worsley model, and Drummond-Shrew model. The equations from 1 to 3 represent these three models, wherein TA is the total accruals calculated as the difference between earnings before extraordinary items and operating cash flow. Real earnings management, the proxies for REM in the study are abnormal discretionary expenditure, abnormal production cost, and abnormal cash flow from operations. So equations from 4 to 6 represent these three models. These models are estimated cross-sectionally for every industry year with at least 10 observations. A comprehensive measure of REM proxies is also developed, with that is REM underscore one, by combining all other three individual measures of REM. So, elaborating upon suspect formulas, following the literature, suspect formulas are identified as formulas that meet or just beat earnings benchmark. Two earnings benchmarks have been used in the study: zero earnings and previous year earnings. So formulas that satisfy at least one of these two earning benchmark are identified as suspect formulas. Regression model specification. The regression model that has been used in the study is shown in equation 7, wherein the dependent variable EM takes the value of all the earnings management proxies one by one, and these are the independent variables. Big 4 represent a dummy variable which takes value 1 if formula has been audited by Big 4 auditors, 0 otherwise. Tenure is the number of years for which auditors have been in association with their clients. Suspect is the variable for suspect formulas, and these are the interaction terms. And the control variables are ROA, log TA, which is the logarithm of total asset. PB is the price to book value ratio, and LEV is the leverage of the firm. The model controls for year fixed effects. All the continuous variables are visualized year-wise at their respective first and 99 percentiles. Additionally, to control for within firm correlations and errors, test statistics are based on robust standard errors clustered at firm level. Empirical findings. So table 1 shows regression results of impact of audit quality on accrual earnings management. So the audit quality variables have a negative but not significant impact on accruals earnings management. But when interacted with suspect, tenure when interacted with suspect shows a significantly positive coefficient in all the three models. Big 4 suspect has low. Big 4 interacted with suspect has low and insignificant coefficient in the three regressions. Suspect itself, although insignificant, it has a positive coefficient in all the EM regressions, indicating that such firms are more likely to undertake EM. Among the control variables, ROA, PV, and leverage have positive coefficients, while log TA has negative coefficient. All of them enter the equation significantly. Moving on to regression results of impact of audit quality on REM. Audit quality variables show negative but insignificant coefficients in all the regressions except tenure. Like in AEM regression, suspect also here also has positive coefficient in all the regression, but significant. Among interaction terms, when tenure is interacting with suspect, it has negative coefficients in all the regressions, which are significant in 3 of them. This is in contradiction to the results of AEM regressions, wherein significantly positive coefficients were reported, providing support to the substitutability perspective among the EM strategies. Big 4 has low and insignificantly negative impact on all the regressions. Among control variable, ROA shows negative impact, which is significant at 1% level in all REM regressions. It indicates that high-performing companies prefer AEM over REM to undertake earnings management. Log TA shows mixed results in these 4 regressions, and remaining control variables show negligible impact. Discussion. Long tenure auditors in suspect firms are found to be aiding AEM and containing REM. In other words, tenure proxy of audit quality has significantly positive impact on AEM, indicating impaired auditor independence and fostering of overly friendly relations with their clients after a period of time. The results underscore the importance of auditor rotation, which would reduce the possibility of auditors getting influenced by their clients. The results of the study should be interpreted with caution due to certain limitations. First, including interactions of suspect when each of the independent variable is subject to presence of potential multiplicity problems in the model. Second, the study has control for only the most common explanatory variables. There may be other variables which have an impact on earnings management. Third, the study does not count for the third EM strategy, that is classification shifting. Nevertheless, the findings of the study have implications for analysts, regulators, and policymakers. It will guide them in making decisions regarding audit framework in light of significance of size of auditing firm and length of auditors' association with their clients. These are the references for my study. Thank you.